With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTAs, training camp, preseason has all led to this moment when they officially kick this one off to get the season underway.
We go from Denver. This fielded right at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And he's got room. And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17.
First play of the drive, excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Woodall. He finds his man. Complete. That's Stevens. They run on 2nd down with Adams. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. They'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Woodall looking middle, and that's complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. From the gun on 3rd down. Woodall. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. So what a call there. They get 9 on the fake punt and a first down. Wow, what a gutsy call. If you're the defense, opening drive, you just got the stopper, at least you think, and then boom, right back on the field for more.
It had to feel of something that they had planned for all week long. Hey, first drive of the game, let's be aggressive, let's go get them. And now defensively, they've got to be writing notes to themselves. In practice, work on fake punts right out of the gate because that was really unexpected.
So the drive will indeed continue. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Operating from the gun, Woodall. And that's complete to Adams. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Woodall. He goes right back to Adams. That's complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30. From the gun on 3rd down. Woodall. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Pick up the 5 that time, the first down. Well, that's how you use your safety valve, CD. He didn't appear to be the intended target, but they got it to him, and he was able to get just enough to pick up the first.
And what a great example of where we are right now in the NFL, because if you're a running back, you're not just going to carry it. You got to catch it out of the backfield as well. Those combo guys, they're the ones everyone wants on their team.
Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game?
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
Well, talk about a rhythm breaker right there. They've been moving the ball well. Drive had started beautifully. That one's going to hurt.
Thirteenth play now on the opening drive. Will this be the lucky one? It's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun. Woodall. It's caught here by Adams. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. That one good for only 6, and it leads him to the 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
On 4th down, Kyle Shanahan will send out the field goal unit. This is a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason, to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield. Mission accomplished. Points on the board.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around the middle. He has been in the league a long time.
All right, I know it's something that every team says every season, but they genuinely believe that this is their year, and having him at quarterback is a big part of that. They think he's poised for a huge season and can really be the type of player that brings out the best of each weapon that they have on this offense. Behind that type of performance, their goals are high. They envision a lot of wins and finishing among the league's best on their side of the ball.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
To throw on 2nd down. Ford. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Lynch. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
That 1 for 1. A lot more to go. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
On 1st and 10, Ford. He finds his man, complete. That's Wheeler. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They moved it a combined 33 yards.
Well, they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. throwing on first down. Ford. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To throw on 3rd down. Ford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. From 19 yards away. And the Broncos have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. The drive starts with a handoff to Adams. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll run again with Adams. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Woodall. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On first down, this is Adams. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Woodall. He finds his man. Complete. It's Adams. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try to pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will have a Broncos first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of the football.
I like this focus on because he was thinking about breaking that one back. All I thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. They run a draw here on second down. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he will have the Broncos first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 34.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Operating from the gun. Ford. And he's now a loose football. The ball comes out, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Defensively well done to jar that free. I'll tell you what, though, offensively, he's got to be lucky after the catch and the fumble that didn't go too far away from him.
And the way the football is shaped, it's not built to bounce true, is it? It can squirt in any direction and move in any way. He was so lucky. Thank his lucky stars, he was able to get that one back.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
To throw on 3rd down, Ford. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
York able to send this one through, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The 49ers offense now. They work their way back onto the field. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Adams. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, here's Adams. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. This offense so far on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Over the middle, it's complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it and were able to keep the drive moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A handoff, Adams running left. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Adams here on the toss left. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So 1st and 2nd down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Back to throw. Woodall throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on to kick it away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. On 1st down, Ford. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a 1st down now, playing behind the sticks.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. We remind you in just a couple of minutes we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field, a nickel set for 3rd down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Broncos send out their punter now, standing just about on his own goal line. Take it at the 37. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
On 3rd down, they go with Adams. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here, as this is toward the sideline. And this is going to work out well, as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Well, now he's looking just to add to his totals. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Ford toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they stop him short of the 1st, as he can only get to the 20. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
On 1st and 10, Woodall. He finds his man, complete. It's Adams. The 49ers moving hastily. They're scurrying to the line. And the Broncos get there and take him down. It's a loss of 4 in what ought to be the final act of this first half. So we reach halftime here on opening weekend, as now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season, so let's take our first trip around the NFL. We start in the NFC West. Seattle heading down the coast to take on L.A., and it's the Seahawks who have the lead as those two teams approach halftime. The Seahawks looking to get off to a hot start, and a road win would help them do just that. From there, we head east to check on the Bills at home in Buffalo. And things didn't work out so well as they fall to the visiting New England Patriots. Justin Herbert, 2 touchdown passes as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. 35-27, the final score. We continue on with a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Niners. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Fields it right around the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bronco offense ready to begin this third quarter play. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Ford. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Off the play fake. Ford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Throwing on 1st down. Ford. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8.
Back to throw again. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown. A great play there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Broncos have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
York on now for the extra point.
It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. A drive there with just 4 plays, and it ends with a Denver touchdown. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. It was a small, manageable spread to overcome. A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure was on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
He's going to keep this again.
And he'll get this one up to the 26.
Holding offense.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center because, remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion. And sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Ford. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He finds his man, complete. That's Wheeler. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ford. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Niners are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
The Niners set to take over on offense. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A good pickup there of 22. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Out there, stop the offense, but you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Operating from the gun. Woodall. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
And if you're wondering just how quickly that sack occurred, the next-gen stats tell us 2.6 seconds is all he had to throw the football.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And a quick throw here that's complete.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit. Maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
He's making quite a splash here in his NFL debut.
Well, he was advertised as being NFL ready, and both you and I tend to arch an eyebrow a little bit when we first hear that. But I think that they were right about this one.
They go play action here on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Automatic 1st down.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Off play action. Ford. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Looking to throw. Ford. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And I believe that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. York able to send this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. It's a give to Adams out of the shotgun. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. On 3rd down, Woodall. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 77 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
Holding, offense.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know what happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play and move on.
That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out. And this type of play is practiced. You're supposed to knock it down, not tip it up. All right? You see what happens when you tip it up. They end up getting a first down out of it. Knock it down, series is over.
So they get the conversion on 4th, and now from the 25, they operate with a 1st and 10. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Back to throw. Ford. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Cade York on now for the field goal from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. York able to send this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
Taking it about the 1. San Francisco's offense returns to the field, and they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. But here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 41 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage. The stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Cade York on for the field goal with a 60-yard attempt.
And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and they will not be able to add on to their 20-point lead. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. But probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on. Denver's offense ready to go again. And this is really the start to the season that you're hoping for if you're a coach or a player. They've got the big lead here in the fourth quarter and now can really take some time off the clock. They'll start this drive out on the ground. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 2nd down.
So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 8.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they got themselves a first down. CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Broncos, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll have another home date next week as the LA Rams come to town. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat.